And also, yeah, besides looking at the diagram, you can also come up with the idea why you can get allocative efficiency by looking at something else. Like here, okay, look at this. So why they are getting allocative efficiency is because the resources are being allocated efficiently. So how do you find that? Okay, besides looking at the equation. So you can see in the market, right? Yep, there are so many supplies and there are so many demands. And at the end, people they come up with a place where the society will be happy about the price and the output. Okay, but in perfect competition, once the price, or once the equilibrium is determined by the market, then all the firms, all individual firms will follow that price. So that implies that no one is not following this equilibrium determined by the market. Okay, so at the end, yeah, you will see, in this market, it's going to be very efficient because everyone is following the equilibrium determined by the market. Okay, so at the end, you will see a very efficient output. So that is allocated efficiency. Okay, so you will not see firms. Some firms they are selling higher prices. Okay, if they sell at higher prices, then you will see some under allocation of resources. Or if they sell lower prices, well, under allocation of resources. If they sell lower prices, then you will see some over allocation of resources. Okay, yeah, and because we assume that all the firms they will follow the price determined by the market. Okay, and that's why the market is so efficient in this case, right? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, of course, even though you are in allocative efficiency, some firms they may lose. Okay, some firm they may just gain normal profit, and some firms they really gain some economic profit, right? That really depends on how they manage the costs. Okay, but to the society, okay, every time when we are talking about allocative efficiency, you need to look at it from the society point of view. Okay, to the society, that is the quantity. Okay, to the society, that is the most efficient quantity. Okay, yeah. So that's the explanation for this. Okay, so you can use the equation to see it, and also you can explain it using what I just said. Okay, yeah. So that's allocative efficiency, right? Okay, right. Okay, so let's quickly finish the rest of the chapter. Okay, and okay, so let's go. All right. So after we have finished allocative efficiency in perfect competition, then we can talk about another efficiency. So we'll call that productive efficiency, right? We talked about that before. Yeah, productive efficiency. Anyone who can tell me what is productive efficiency? You guys still remember productive efficiency? When can we see productive efficiency? So what does it mean? Anyone? Productive efficiency? Yeah, you yeah. Do you still remember? No? Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Oh, okay. MC equals AC. Um well, I would say 50%. Yeah, Michelle, like 50%. Yeah, you are 50% correct. Okay, you are 50% correct. Okay. Yeah, but you're still missing something. Okay, so Rafael producing at maximum output at minimum cost. Well, yeah. So Rafael also, I would say, is 50% correct. Okay, so you have to, cut out something from your sentence. So here, yeah, but you all have, you guys are all on the right track. Okay, so basically, when we talk about productive efficiency, is when we are able to get, okay, so it is when we are producing the output, we are producing it at the lowest cost. Okay, so when we are producing an output, we are producing it at the lowest cost. Okay, so that's the definition. When we are able to produce something, goods and services, at the lowest cost, then we will get productive efficiency. Okay, right? Okay, yeah. So, um, right. So in a way, Rafael, your answer can be correct if you are talking about, we'll go through once again your answer. But here, let's take a look at this. So where can you find that on your curve? Where can you find that? In your perfect competition diagram. It's just the firm diagram. So where can you find that? The lowest unit cost. So let me go back to, so let's say, well, let's take a look of, yeah, well, anyway, yeah, here, all right, yeah. So where? So if you look at this diagram here, where can you find it? Where can you find productive efficiency in here? In which output? Okay, lowest point AC, so which is Q1, right? Okay, yeah. So if we are producing at Q1, okay, in this case, then we would say we are in productive efficiency. Okay, yeah. So that is the definition. It doesn't really matter which case you are in. So in this case, here, okay, right? Or in this case, Q1, right here. Okay, all right, yeah. So, okay, let me go back to that part. Okay, so right, okay, so it's right at the lowest point of average total cost. Okay, yeah, right. And here's the question. Okay, well, you have two questions. Okay, so in the short run, do you think firms can achieve productive efficiency? Can they? So in the short run, can you explain how they can achieve productive efficiency in the short run? Only sometimes. Can you make it more specific? What time? So when will they get productive efficiency in? Okay, when they are having normal profit. Yes. Okay. Right. Right. Because we know in the short run there are three possibilities, and there's only one possibility which will give you productive efficiency, and that is when you are earning a normal profit. Okay, so if you go back to the answer given by Rafael, he is actually correct. Okay, but he just has to make it more clear. So Raphael, the answer says, okay, producing at maximum output at minimum cost. Okay, well, maximum output. Okay, so if I'm trying to interpret this, maximum output without losing. Okay, so if you are saying this, then you will be correct, right? Because if you produce further after normal profit, then you are going to make a loss. Okay, so if I stop there, that is actually my maximum output. Okay, yeah, at minimum cost. Okay, so yeah, right, and that's why when you are earning normal profit, you remember the break-even price. Yeah, when we are at the break-even price, the average cost is also in the lowest level. Okay, so now we know, as long as a perfect competition, a firm in perfect competition, they are earning normal profit, they will get productive efficiency. Okay, right. So if you go back to your diagram, and you will see, right. So once again, very quickly, I think we have just saw that, but now we can take a look at it once again. Okay, so if you are earning economic profits, right, take a look at this. The productive efficiency output is at Q1, okay, but you are actually producing at Q, right? And that's why when you're earning economic profit, you will not be able to achieve that productive efficiency. And yeah, and so as when you are earning a loss, right? Because productive efficiency is at Q1 and you are producing it at Q, right? So that's why you can only achieve productive efficiency when you are earning a normal profit. Okay, yeah, when you are selling your good at break-even price, right? So you can see here, that is your profit maximization output. At the same time, your AC is at the lowest level. Okay, yeah. So with that being said, in the long run, are we able to get productive efficiency? Are we able to get it in the long run? Yes, of course we can get productive efficiency in the long run, because we know that in the long run, okay, all the firms that are still remaining in the market, they are all earning normal profits. Okay, so at the end, yeah, so we have this conclusion here. Okay, yeah, and we can say that, right, because in the long run, only the most cost efficient firms can survive in the competition. And that's why, okay, you will always see long run, okay, in the long run, the firms remaining in perfect competition market, they are very cost efficient, because if you're talking about those inefficient firms, they are all gone. Okay, because they know that this is not the best idea. I should go invest in somewhere else. Okay, yeah. So you will see in the market, you will have some change in the market supply, right? Yeah, because people, they will see, they will get into the market, or they will leave the market when they see is efficient or inefficient. So at the end, the most efficient firms, they will be staying in this market. Okay, so this is what we interpret the idea. Okay, yeah. So at the end, right, the most cost efficient firms will stay in the market. Okay, yeah. So that is productive efficiency. All right. Any questions? Okay, right. All right. So yeah, so that's all for efficiency. So this is what we can see from a market like this. Okay, so now we know, if we are seeing a perfect competition market, that market is going to be very good, because at the end, okay, you will see all the firms, they will be having allocative efficiency. At the same time, they will be having productive efficiency. So it is more like an ideology, right? Ideology, okay? And that's why you cannot find it in the real world, okay? Because the assumptions, they are just too much, right? They are too unrealistic, okay? So we are trying to use this model to help us study the market, right? Just as a reference, okay? Right. So now, in the very last part, so sometimes when you are working on a question in perfect competition, they will ask you, okay, compare or to evaluate the benefits and limitation of perfect competition. Then yeah, you will have to show, okay, all the benefits and all the limitations in order to make that evaluation. Okay, so here, that is it. Okay, so very quickly, so this one here is very straightforward. Okay, so you just have to follow the points here to make your arguments. Okay, yeah, very straightforward. Okay, so take a look at this. So for the first one, okay, does perfect competition lead to socially optimum outcomes? Yes or no? Here, first question. Yes or no? Hi. Well, wait a second. So here, what kind of efficiency we are talking about when we are, yeah, allocative? So does it matter that in the short run and long run we will have a different result? No, right? Right. So is it either way you will see allocative efficiency. So for the first one, okay, very obviously, okay, if you are trying to talk about the benefits from a perfect competition, then the first one that you want to talk about, that will be, allocative efficiency. Okay, because this is what you can see in perfect competition, right? Okay, so yes, okay, for the first one. What about the second one? Does perfect competition lead to productive efficiency? Yes or no? Like eventually. Okay. So yeah, only in the long run. Okay. So yes. Okay. So this is a very accurate answer. Only in the long run. But in general, when we look at it, okay, you know, in a bigger picture, yes. Okay, because at the end, eventually, you will see all the firms in the market. They will all achieve productive efficiency because they will become the most cost-efficient firms in the market, right? Because you can see the market is so competitive. Okay, right? We know that. Okay, there is a huge competition in the market. So people, they're fighting each other. So if you're not that competitive, then you will be driven out. Yeah, from the market. Okay, so at the end, only the most cost efficient firms, they will stay in the market. So number two, yes. What about number three? So what does productive efficiency can benefit the consumers? So what will be the benefit to the consumer if all the firms in this market enjoy productive efficiency at the end? What would be the possible benefit? Yeah, lower price. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so this is how you can explain it. So how you can argue, okay, the benefits of perfect competition. So you talk about allocative efficiency, you talk about productive efficiency, and then you try to expand your idea. Okay, try to talk about, yeah, if they can all achieve productive efficiency, okay, what will be the benefits to the consumers? Yeah, of course. Yeah, because when you can produce your goods at the lowest cost, then the selling price that you are going to give should be lower. Okay, so the goods or services that consumers, they are consuming, should be at a lower price. Okay, so that's a benefit as well. Okay, so number three. Okay, and also number four. Okay, what happens to inefficient firms in perfect competition? So what happened to them? So if some firms, if they're not being efficient enough, then they will exit the market. Okay, so you can see, right, in this market, it's very competitive. Okay, it's very efficient, it's very competitive. Okay, if you are not efficient enough, then you will go. Okay, you do something else, you will invest in something else. Okay, right? Okay, so number 5, so how does the market respond to changes in consumer tastes? So how do they respond? Do they respond it very quickly, or they would not respond it at all? So suddenly, some consumers, they prefer this product in perfect competition market, in this perfect competition market. Okay, so what will happen to the market? Yeah, very quickly. Okay, yeah, very quickly. Because you see here, we will also use some of the assumptions to support us. Okay, in answering a question like this, because we know that we assume in this market, everyone has perfect competition. Okay, so everyone knows what is going on in the market. Okay, yeah, the consumers, they know everything. The producers, they know everything. Okay, so at the end, when the consumers, they're changing their preferences, their taste, consumption preferences, then the producers, they would know very quickly. Okay, so when they know very quickly, they are going to make all kinds of adjustment. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, you will see when the market, the demand, so let's say here, yeah, when suddenly the demand is getting higher, okay, there will be more producers getting into the market eventually, because they know, when think about it in the diagram, when the market demand is getting higher, so the price will be getting higher too. Okay, if the price is getting higher, yeah, if the price is getting higher, then they are going to earn more profit. Okay, so that will attract more producers getting into this market. Okay, so you will see, right here, they respond very quickly. Okay, so you will see a very frequent, okay, comes and goes, right, in this market, because you know people, they just respond to the change in market very quickly. Okay, yeah, so this is also based on the assumptions that we have for perfect competition. All right, and what about number 6? So how does the market respond to changes in resource prices? Well, so here I would say, okay, so let's say right now, you see, the technology is getting better. Okay, yeah, the technology is getting better. So basically, once again, your costs will be pulled down. So think about, all the cost curves. They are, all the cost curves, they are being pulled down. So if that's the case, you are going to earn a higher profit. So if that's the case, once again, the market is going to respond very quickly, right? If people, they see in this market you are earning economic profit, then they will be attracted to this market. They will all go in because they want to earn that economic profit as well. Okay, so once again, 5 and 6, okay, you will see a very quick response when the consumer taste changes, or when the resource price changes. Okay, and that is also a characteristic we see in this market. Okay, because we know everything. We know, we have complete information. Okay, and at the end, yeah, people, they can respond to these factors very quickly. Okay, so that's the case. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so these are all the benefits you can see from perfect competition. Okay, so first of all, allocative efficiency, yeah, and then productive efficiency, and then you expand the idea of productive efficiency. Okay, and And yeah, and also you talk about the inefficient firms as well to see how efficient this market is, right? And at the end, you talk about how the market responds. Okay, how the market responds to changes in the consumer preferences and technologies or resource prices. Okay, to show, right, if you have all those assumptions, okay, if that market has all those assumptions, these are all the benefits that you can get. Okay, yeah, so that's the benefit of perfect competition. And yeah, so very quickly, when we look at the limitations, okay, so well, in summary, I can tell you, okay, all the limitations here is because of the assumptions. Okay, yeah, it's because of the assumptions, and that's why we have the limitations. Okay, yeah, it's all because of the assumptions, right? So first of all, take a look at this. The first one is the most obvious limitations. Look at this. Yeah, we just said about this. You see the assumptions we have for perfect competition, they are very unrealistic. Okay, because you will not be able to find this in the real world, right? And that's why it is just a reference. Okay, yeah, you can never find this in reality. Okay, so that's why that is one of your limitations. And because we assume there are so many firms in this market, okay, and the competition is very strong in this market. So at the end, each firm, they can only produce just a little bit. Okay. So at the end, if that's the assumption, okay, they will not be able to take the advantage of economy of scale, right? Because we know that if we want to achieve economy of scale, we need to enlarge the size of our business. But now, because we have so many different competitors in the market, so we cannot actually increase the size of our market. Okay, and we are selling the same goods. Okay, we are selling the same goods. Okay, so there's no way we can differentiate ourselves and try to make more products, try to make our firms bigger. There's no way we can do that. Okay, so that's why this is one of the limitations too. Okay, yeah, and the third one is just to supplement the second point here, right? Because we are all selling the same product, we are all selling homogeneous products. Okay, yeah, and the consumers in general, we prefer as a consumer, we prefer product variety, right? Yeah, we don't want to we don't always want to buy the same thing. Okay, but in this market, yeah, we are all selling the same product. They're the same. Okay, and at the end, to the consumers, we don't like it. Okay, yeah, and and you know that in this market, eventually in the long run, okay, no one is going to earn profit. No one is going to earn an economic profit. Okay, so at the end, yeah, because you can see once again so many competitors. Okay, the firms are so small, right? And at the end, everyone can only get normal profit. So there's no extra profit for them to invest into something like R&D or technology. Okay, so there's no way they can differentiate themselves, okay, to the other competitors, right? So you cannot make it more efficient, or you cannot make it, at a lower cost than the others at the end. So you will see, right? So this is also the limitation as well. Okay, yeah, because they're just too small. They cannot earn profit. Okay, all they can earn is normal profit. So they cannot spend money trying to improve themselves. Okay, right? And at the end, you need to take a look at this. Okay, so when we were learning market failure, okay, we know that how do we get market failure, right? And there are so many different reasons how we can get market failure. Okay, and in the reality, right, even when we are producing in the equilibrium output, so where we can find allocative efficiency, okay, but in the reality, when we are producing the goods and services, okay, there may be some market failure, so there may be some externalities along with that market, okay, the things that we are selling, right? Okay, yeah, and that's why in the assumptions we also assume there's no market failure, but in the reality there's always market failure, and we know that when there's market failure there will be no allocative efficiency. Okay, right? So that's why it is so unrealistic. Okay, the assumptions are very unrealistic because we ignore market failures as well. Okay, yeah, but in the reality there is always market failure, right? Like when you're producing something and there may be some pollutions, right? Traffic congestions, etc., etc. Then you will see market failure. Okay, yeah, and if that happens, there will be no allocated efficiency. Okay, so you can see the contradiction when you don't stick with the assumptions. Okay, all right. So these are the limitation of the model. Okay, so you will see all the benefits here, and then the limitations here, which will give you everything for your evaluation question when you are being asked about perfect competition. Okay, the benefits and limitations. Okay, so yeah, so that's all for this chapter here. Okay, right. So now let's go through your homework. Okay, so hopefully you have finished your homework. Okay, it's still today, but well, yeah. So let's check the answer. Okay, because it's just a very small homework. Okay, so let's open your homework answer. Okay, so open your homework. Okay, so this is the homework. Okay, just an extract of your uh, past paper. Okay, the extract of your past paper. Okay, so let's go through the questions one by one. Right. So here in question D, they are asking you to identify the break-even price and shutdown price in this diagram. So, can you tell me where the break-even price is? Where the break-even price is? Where is it? Oh, minimum of ATC. Okay, so right, minimum of ATC. So how did you identify it? Did you just put a number here, or how did you do it? Or you still haven't finished it? So how did you write the answer? Yeah, and because the question is asking you to identify the break-even price and shutdown price. Put a number. Okay, 7.3. Okay, put a number. Yeah. Okay, so there are so many ways that you can get this mark here. Okay, so one of them will be if you just draw a line. Yeah, just draw a line. Okay, beneath the minimum level of ATC, then you will get the point. Okay, because the question is just asking you to identify where that break-even price is. Okay, or you can just simply write the number. Okay, write the number. Okay, so well, let's take a look at this. Okay, 7.3 or 7.6. So let's take a look at this. So here, okay, let's make it bigger. Okay, all right. So it is here, right? 5, 6, 7. Okay, all right, and it is around here. Well, yeah. When you just eyeball it, it should be more than 7.3, right? Yeah. If you just eyeball the graph, then yeah, it should be more than 7.3. So I would say, yeah, it is yeah. So it's like halfway through 7, yeah, more than half. Then yeah, I would say 7.6. That is correct. Okay, right? Yeah. And what about yeah? So this is what I would suggest you to do. Okay, when you are answering a question like this, you just have to draw a line. Okay, draw a line beneath here, beneath the lowest level of ATC, and then you just write a number, okay, next to that line. Then yeah, that will give you a perfect answer. Okay, right. What about the shutdown price? Where is the shutdown price? Okay, 6. Right. 5 and 6. Okay, Ian is correct. Okay, so shutdown price once again is at the lowest level of AVC. Okay, yeah, because of all the reasons we talked about 2 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, so 6, that is correct. All right, so break-even price 7.6, shutdown price 6. Okay, yeah, let's reassure that we are correct. Okay, 7.6 for break-even price and shutdown price $6. Well, I'll upload this mark scheme on Google Classroom, so don't worry about it. Okay, yeah. So yes, if you are able to get the two numbers, then you will get 2 marks, just like that. You see, that's why I told you, very straightforward. That's your paper 3. Okay, if you understand the theories, then you'll be fine. Okay, yeah. So let's go to the next one. Okay, question E1. So calculate the total variable cost if output is 50 units per month. So what is the total variable cost in this case? If output is 50 units. So 300. Okay, 300. So how do you get it? Can you give me the working? Okay, 6 times 50. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So here is your output, yeah, being asked, right? 50 units. Okay, so you just have to look at it. So at 50 output, right here, okay, yeah, the average variable cost, right, is this one here, 6. Okay, so if you're trying to find the total variable cost, you just have to, okay, multiply this average variable cost, okay, with the output. So 50 times 6, then you will get the total variable cost. Okay, and make sure that when you are writing the answer for a calculation like this, you need to write the working as well. Okay, so you see here the 2 marks. Okay, so one of the marks is for the working. Okay, and one of them is for the answer. If you just write the answer, then you will only get 1 mark. Okay, so make sure you have your working with you, right? So, yeah. Okay. All right. You guys got it? Okay. Yeah, it's very important. Okay, it doesn't really matter if you know how to calculate this, right? If you are not showing the working, then you will not be able to get 2 marks. Okay, so yeah. All right, so up next, let's go to the second one. So calculate the total cost if output is 30 units per month. So here, can someone give me the answer? So if the output is 30 units, what will be the total cost? Okay, 330. So yeah, so once again, you need the working. Okay, so yeah, right. So when you are working on your exam paper, so make sure that you have your working as well. So yeah, so let's take a look at this. When you are at 30 output, yeah, here. right? So now we will look at the total cost. So here's your total cost. So 30, and then you will take a look at this. Okay, so now here at 30 units, this is your average total cost. Here, 11. So if you use 11 times, right, 30, then you will get 330. Okay, yeah? So that's the answer. Okay, so easy, right? That's how you get 4 points. Okay, that's it. Okay, and we have one more question. Okay, here. So, explain the difference between the break-even price and the shutdown price. So how do you explain it? How do you explain it? Come on. So what is the difference? Can you quickly type the answers like in the chat box? Okay. Well, but more accurately, I would say if the price is lower than the shutdown price, then I will not produce it anymore. Okay, yeah. But you see here, when you are answering a 4-mark question, okay, you have to make it in a more detail. So you will have to tell me when we will achieve break-even price, when we will achieve shutdown price. Okay, you will have to use some items to help you. Okay, explain the question, like when the average revenue is equal to average cost, then you will get break-even price. Okay, and same goes to how you explain shutdown price. Okay, right. Okay. Um, so here is just a very a simple explanation will do, but you need to know like what you should explain in a case like this. So if I show you the answer here, well, of course you just want to take a look of level 2 because only level 2 will give you 3 or 4 points. Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? So how do you get the first 2 points? Okay, so if you're able to explain break-even price and shutdown price, how do you find them? Then you will get the first 2 points. Okay, so you see here, break-even price is the price at which a firm is able to just cover its average total cost. Okay, yeah, so that is, that's the explanation for break-even price. Okay, just like what I said. Okay, I just use another way to express the idea. I just use average cost and average revenue to express the idea, but they are the same. Okay, yeah. And here you will have another explanation for shutdown price. Yeah, the shutdown price is the price at which a firm is able to just cover its average variable cost, right? Yeah, and this is what we have known, okay, about shutdown price. So here you will get 2 points, okay, by I would say defining break-even price and shutdown price. Okay, yeah. So right, don't worry about this. We have so much, more time to practice paper 3. Okay, and yeah, you just have to know every time when you see a 4-mark question. Well, I would say you will have to define, okay, the items first, and then you explain the differences. Okay, and then you will explain, right? Explain the way like what Kirsty just did. Okay, and then you explain. You see, in the short run, right? Yeah, we talk about that in the short run, right? They may stay in business even when they make a loss. Okay, but why? Okay, so now you are going to explain, right? So so this is how you can get the second part, okay, of the 2 marks. Okay, so yeah, some firms even when they are making a loss, they will still produce. Yep, right. Provided that it is greater than or equal to the minimum average variable cost, so which is your shutdown price. Okay, if it is equal to the shutdown price, or if it's higher than the shutdown price, then you should keep producing, because you know, okay, if you are not producing it, your costs will be higher, right? Because in the short run, you still have to pay for your fixed cost, okay, no matter what. Okay, so this is how you should explain your answer, okay, just like what we just learned in this chapter. Okay, if you are able to explain it, okay, like a story, and that's why, yeah, if the price is bigger or equal to the minimum average variable cost, which is your shutdown price, then you should keep producing to contribute, okay, some of the earning to your fixed costs, okay, right? So this is the explanation here. All right, yeah. So any questions regarding, yeah, this part of the past paper? Yeah. So this is what you are going to expect, okay, when you are really working on paper 3. So this is the level of paper 3, okay. Yeah, you will see they don't give you something very difficult in paper 3. Well, maybe they'll give you some something more difficult, but most of the questions you will see, they are very reasonable. Okay, they are very reasonable. As long as you understand the concepts, then you will be fine. You will be just fine. Okay, it's just a matter of fact that if you're able to explain your answers thoroughly. Okay, yeah. So that's paper 3. Okay, right. And well, I can actually show you another uh, uh, past paper that you see here. We still have yeah, like 6 minutes or so. So yeah, let's take a look at this past paper here. And when we look at the first question, yeah, it's also about, you see, perfectly competitive market. Okay, so well, in this case, take a look at this. So as a price taker, firm A charges the market price. So think about, we will have to draw 2 diagrams, right? Every time when we are working on perfect competition. So now the market, okay, has determined that the price, right, for the firms is $18 per unit. Okay, so in this question here, you see 2 curves being provided, the MC curve and also the AC curve, right? Okay, so the first question is, on the diagram, draw and label the average revenue curve for firm A. So how are you going to draw it? How are you going to draw it? So now the question A is asking you to draw the average revenue curve. Where should I draw it? Anyone? Horizontal line at 18. Okay, yeah, that's it. Because your average revenue is your P. Okay, and so is your MR. Okay, and so is the demand, right? So at 18, which is here, right, you just have to draw a horizontal line and then you put 18. That's how you can get 2 marks. Just like that. Okay, yeah, paper 3. This is paper 3. Okay, so I would say you should put more focus on paper 1, yeah, because paper 1, that will show you what you really get, because it requires so much explanation. Okay, but for paper 3, as long as you understand the concept, you'll be just fine. Okay, yeah, and here calculate firms A's total revenue if it produces this amount of unit, okay, per month. So it should be here. All right. So yeah, if so now, yeah, I know you cannot really work on this paper, but if you imagine, so now here is a horizontal line, okay, right, and they are trying to ask you to calculate the total revenue. So yeah, so here, as long as you are able to find the unit being asked. So here, right, 180, and then you move up to where it hits average revenue. So it's here. Okay, so 18 times 180,000, then you will get the total revenue at that output, right? Yeah, am I correct? Okay, yeah, right. So that's how you can calculate it. Okay, all right, yeah, cool. So that's number 2. And if you so once again, you need the working, and you will need the answer as well to get 2 marks. Okay, so don't forget to put a working, so which is 180,000 times $18 per unit. Then put an answer here. Then you will get 2 marks. Okay, so yeah, you can see they are very straightforward. Okay, so you see here number 3, identify firms A, short run, profit maximizing level of output. So profit maximizing a level in the short run. Well, after this question we will call it, we'll say that's all for the lesson. So where is the profit maximization output here in this question? Where is it? Come on, very quickly. Where is the profit maximization output in this question? Hello? So MC equals MR. Where is it? Hi. 140, yes, right? Because, remember, we just drew ourselves, and yeah, you see, a line here. Okay, yeah, that is your average revenue, and that is also your marginal revenue curve, right here. So you will see the intersection of MR and MC will be here. Okay, because there's a line, right? So with that being said, then we know, yeah, the intersection point, which is 140. Okay, that is the output we can get profit maximization. So you will get 1 mark from that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop from here. So yeah, so now I think you will be understanding more about the difficulty of paper 3. Okay, so this is paper 3. Okay, yeah, as long as you know the concepts, then you'll be able to answer the questions just fine. Okay, so I'm going to give you a homework for this topic here. Okay, I'll give you a homework. So here, this worksheet here. Okay, so finish page 1. Well, finish the entire perfect competition. Yeah, how about that? So perfect competition here. So page 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah, 1 to 3. Okay, finish page 1 to 3, and we will go through the answer next week during the lesson. Okay, during the HL lesson. Okay, finish page 1 to 3. Okay, all right. So I'll let you go. All right. So go to the other subject, guys. Okay, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye.